and computer science. What got you interested in going on? You talked a little bit about your education path, and I think it's good for the students to hear how you got to where you're at today.
Okay, so I think it was fundamental in my education to be always with a lot of curiosity about how things work, not just machinery, but also how the human body works. So my first experience was with my father, when he would ask me to read the books of anatomy, and then because he was preparing for the lectures on anatomy, so I would always read his books out loud so that he would remember the lecture he was supposed to be giving. And then I saw the images of the brain and the images of the body, and that helped me to ask a lot of questions. How do we work? How do we function? And then when I came to university, I started taking courses in engineering, and I realized that there is a lot of similarities between processes, machinery, and the human body. So then I always tried to learn as much as I could about engineering and mathematics so that I could explain the biology of the body. And one of my last courses at UTEP was one course that I took as an undergrad at the graduate level. And I went to talk to this professor, and I told him that I wanted to read the books by Nobel winner. He had written a book called Cybernetics. And the book was about the control systems that you can use to control devices and ships and things like that. So I read the book and I wrote an article about it. And when I read the book, I saw in the first chapters that Wiener was working with Arturo Rosenbluth in trying to understand the human brain. And Wiener, a mathematician, Rosenbluth, a physiologist, working together to try to understand the human brain. Wow, this is an incredibly interesting problem. So when I finished my bachelor's degree, I immediately looked at where was Rosenbluth working. He was at the Cinvestav in Mexico City. So I went there and I asked for admission, and I was admitted. And I started working in my master's degree in bioelectronics, which was a mix of medicine and a mix of engineering. And when I finished, I went to the School of Medicine to start a computer program for research in medicine. And when I was doing that, I had to collaborate with about 50 to 100 different physiologists working in all kinds of problems, including the rhythms of the body, the various parts of the brain, etc., and the embryology of the body, etc. And because I came from engineering with this deep need of understanding how the human body works, and they were only doing the biology part, we became very productive and very good collaborators. And then I saw that actually using computers, it would make easier to investigate all these other problems that were so beyond the human scale. And at that point I said, in order for me to continue learning, I had to do a PhD, a doctoral degree. So then I came back to the United States, and I looked for a university where I could do half engineering, half medicine. And that's where I went to Charles Vanderbilt. I was looking for a place where I could have a very strong engineering program and a very strong medical program. Then when I finished, I was more immersed in computer science than anything else. So I became a professor of computer science, but I always kept this little bug about trying to learn as much as possible of the human body, the brain, and that has always been my aspiration. To this day, I still learning, reading books and articles on the human brain. I think it's a fascinating field.
So that's how you got into biomedical engineering?
That's how I became a lifelong learner. I think, if you look for a problem that is unsolvable, like understanding human brain, you will always be looking for more knowledge, and you will always be trying to learn and see the advances of the field. And I came to the conclusion that it doesn't matter what field you're in, as long as you put the carrot way in the distance and you can always see the carrot and try to follow it. So it could have been civil engineering, it could have been metallurgy, but I have just chosen because I was exposed to these books that my father asked me to read. I was exposed to those topics, and that's what took me to where I am. I guess the most important thing is that if you want to succeed in life, you have to be very persistent. You have to have always goals and aspirations, and you have to know that whatever you learn is what you take with you back. It doesn't matter to be. It is not as important to be rich, but you have to live your life in the path of knowledge.
Excellent. Thank you so much.